That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, we gonna laugh today. Don't hey, give him his propers. This man, I've known him. I don't even want to see. I'm gonna start telling my age, but it's all good. It's all good.
You started when you was a baby.
When I was a baby.
You was a little child.
I was a little child. I think it was 2003, 2004 when we met.
Wow, you were in third grade.
Yeah, and it was my first time, in Cali. Like, it was my first time around. Cali is one of those places where you got to come back and do it again. You got to regroup yourself. You come the first time and you be like, oh, shit. And then, you get kicked in the ass a few times.
Go away and come
back. You go away and come back. It's like that no good for nothing ass boyfriend. You should leave that nigga. You you should leave him, but you can't. Oh, my God. Evan Lionel, you've seen him on BET. You've seen him on Kevin Hart's One Mic Stand. You've seen him on First Amendment, Who's Got Jokes, Def Comedy Jam All-Stars, Comic View Reoccurring. You've seen him on Born Free, Syndicated, Nightman, Taking It to the Streets, Pacific Blue, LA Heat. Wow. You've seen him in all the club appearances in the LA area. Wow. You've seen him live in concert at the Red Magnet Entertainment, Core Group Entertainment. Yeah. You've seen him in Grace Entertainment. You've seen him internationally speaking at Bloomsbury Theater. You've seen him featured with Chris Tucker, Bernie Mac, Cedric the Entertainer, Tommy Davidson, J. Anthony Brown, Paul Mooney, Adele Gibbons, Michael Coyer, Myra J., and Jetta Jones. And now you can see him right here on 2020 Vision.
I've done all of that.
My friend.
In my
brother.
Years.
Yes. My friend and my brother.
We've been here for 30 years.
Evan Lionel. Y'all give it up. You've done a lot of stuff, brother.
In a small amount of time.
In a very small.
Very small. We were so young.
We was 10.
Exactly. It's good to see you.
You as well. Wow. How you been?
I've been good. Out here doing a lot of great things, making people laugh all over the globe. You know that, like you sing all over the globe.
Yes.
There it is.
And so how have you been handling this weather that we in?
The LA weather is actually beautiful.
Okay.
And I'm starting to think this could have been a ploy of the government.
Okay.
Because the traffic was so bad before this happened.
It's like, forget that.
Before this happened, it would have took me 2 hours to get to Burbank.
Okay.
Do you understand
right.
me? 405, it took me 15 minutes.
Isn't that beautiful?
And the 405 was empty.
Yeah.
When have you ever seen the 405? Oh, come on.
Never.
Wow.
Never.
Wow.
Never at all. What you?
And the air is clear too. Have you looked at the sky? No smog. No smog in LA. It's a new day.
That is amazing.
Yes, I think this was a ploy of the government, and I'd like to thank you guys for clearing up the smog and getting rid of the traffic. Now, if we could get things back to normal so that just the few of us can drive around LA,
That's right.
then we'd be good.
And make these power moves.
Exactly.
Make these money moves, baby.
Wow.
So, but you feeling good? Your family feeling good?
I'm good. Family is good. Reached out to my little mother in Chicago.
Yes.
Chicago is shut down. And this is the thing that I really don't understand about this whole situation. Like, they'll say 41 deaths in a certain city, right? That's a summer in Chicago. Okay,
that's the thing I was thinking too, because I'm from Detroit, right? And that's what I was thinking. I was like, well, I mean, when
what's
even
the
with
panic about,
right? Because
that's a summer hanging out at the park.
That's right.
So I'm starting to wonder what's really going on, and this has happened during re-election time, and Trump is the president. This is scary, y'all.
He trying
what
to give
kind
us
of
some money and all kinds of
is
stuff.
is the orange man up to? Like, for real, it looked like we being tricked, like we being bamboozled, hoodwinked, run amok, led astray. Somebody tell us what's really going on.
When you said the orange man, I thought of remember the big Kool-Aid
the
man that used to come. Kool-Aid man used to come out. It's Kool-Aid.
Yeah.
That's what I thought about when you said that.
Donald Trump could only wish that he was loved like Kool-Aid.
Right, because we know we love Kool-Aid. And
yes,
we can't
we
say the
love
same.
Kool-Aid, but we can't say the same about 45. That was the last time in history I'll ever mention his name, so I hope you guys enjoyed it.
That's it, y'all. Y'all heard it. That's the last time now when y'all see him at the Savoy.
Or any other theater, I will not be mentioning his name.
His name. Wonderful.
And just want to say hey to all my folks out there live and Facebook watching. You know, I appreciate y'all joining me and the great queen right there. Y'all see her right there looking just as gorgeous as ever. And if you have not heard this woman sing, trust and believe you have not heard any real singing. Trust me on that.
Oh, my God. How did I get a plug like that?
Hey, because you
about
can
you.
sing.
Thank you so much.
We have done many shows
You're
together.
right.
You
You're
can
right.
sing.
You're right. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. But back to you,
Okay.
Mr. Evan Lionel. I want to take them on the journey. I know a lot of people know you, and I know you've played with a lot of the great legends, and they played for you as well. Sometimes, the thing about this industry, sometimes it's switched. Sometimes you open it up, and sometimes they open it up for you.
Very true.
So you've pioneered through this industry, and I know you came from Chicago. But can you tell me about that journey when you first decided to strike out to fulfill your goals and your dreams in L.A.?
Wow, you taking me back.
I want to go back.
Yeah,
Way
back to Chicago. Actually, I was doing theater.
Oh.
I was doing theater and you know, I was acting in high school and in college. And so when I graduated from Columbia, I became Equity. That's Actors Equity Association.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't know. That's when you get actually paid right for theater. So I was Equity as a teenager, and I was touring with regional theater, and I loved comedy.
Yeah.
Like I would be, you know, wherever I was in high school, even in high school, south side of Chicago was rough. Everybody out of high school, I went to Chicago Vocational High, CVS. Everyone, once they get out of high school, will wait on the bus stop and watch what bus I catch home so that they can wait and catch that same bus with me so that they could get a show on that bus.
Oh, my God.
And during that show, everybody was laughing so hard, nobody got robbed. How cool is that? Because you know, back in those days, they was robbing people on the city buses, the RTAs, all of the buses they would get on and rob people in Chicago. Well, on my bus, they be laughing so hard,
they forget to rob
people.
That's a blessing.
And the kids will wait on me to catch my bus home. So comedy was always my love. And then I was in theater doing shows in Chicago and really blowing up in theater, really blowing up. Agents was coming to see me the whole night. I was working with people like Stephen Harris.
Okay.
You know who I'm talking
early
about?
on.
Wood Harris' brother. Stephen Harris and Wood Harris. I was working with Harry J. Lennox.
Okay.
Do you know who he is?
No, I don't.
Oh my God, Harry's huge. He's on a show now. At first, he was on a show where Gina Davis was president. He was one of the leads in that show, and now he was in Matrix. Light-skinned, tall brother.
Okay.
It is because of him that my acting career blew up.
Wow.
At such a young age, because Harry came and saw me in a play and actually directed me in another play and got me signed with the top agent in L.A., which also owned the top agency out here, the Getty's agency.
Okay.
And so I was blowing up in Chicago on the acting scene, but I loved comedy.
Yeah.
So I would leave the theater after doing a show and go to the comedy club, and that's where I met Bernie Mac.
Wow.
Bernie Mac and Cheryl Underwood in my very beginning. So I'm like 20 years old. Going into the comedy clubs, going into the nightclubs, actually, because it was no comedy clubs for black comedians. So we had to do comedy in nightclubs.
Well, I don't want to ask what year this was, but that sounds crazy. Like,
it was no comedy clubs for black comedians that we knew of.
in Chicago?
In Chicago.
Wow.
Or pretty much nowhere in the United States. Except for I found out the Comedy Act was here. The Comedy Act Theater was here and in Atlanta, but we didn't know about it because it was before social media.
Okay.
It was before any of this. Now, whatever's happening, you see it immediately.
That's right.
But in those days, in the 90s, this was in the 90s,
Okay.
in those days, you didn't know what was going on in the next city.
Okay, right, I get it. I understand.
So what we would do, we was running up under Bernie Mac, right? Because Bernie was the most popular comedian in town, but none of y'all knew who Bernie Mac was.
Okay.
Only Chicago
knew. Okay.
Knew who Bernie Mac was.
Okay.
And I found out Bernie used to fly out here, not tell us that he was flying out here. get a bunch of people's jokes,
Uh-huh.
and fly back to Chicago. And we thinking, Bernie's a genius.
Yeah,
How
yeah.
does he write these jokes this
Ooh,
fast?
You telling.
Bernie is
You telling.
every Chicago comedian we'd be running up under Bernie, thinking Bernie a genius.
Right.
Bernie was doing Robin Harris, Ricky Harris. He was doing everybody.
And
He
so
was
Robin
doing
Harris was already out
Faison.
here in
He was
LA.
doing- Robin was already out here, and we didn't know
Faison.
Robin existed.
Okay.
That's what I'm telling
Oh,
you.
my
We had
God.
no idea Robin Harris. Bernie wouldn't tell us anything
Oh my God.
about what was going on in LA.
Mm.
He'd just come back to Chicago and we'd be like, man, this dude is a genius.
Oh.
This was before Def Comedy
Right,
Jam,
right,
the
right,
whole,
right.
before
Right.
Comic View.
Right.
It was just us.
Uh-huh.
And so I started the first black comedy club in Chicago because we didn't have any clubs, any
Oh,
comedy
beautiful.
clubs. We would have to go to the white comedy clubs.
Okay.
And then at the white comedy club, of course, it was their club.
Mhm,
I'm not mad at them. They'd make us wait.
Right.
They decide who they gonna
Who
put,
gonna
on,
put on.
and you got to get off quick. They had their rules.
You have that light skin privilege? Just
I
asking.
did.
Okay.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. I did.
You kept it real. But that's what you do.
I did. I got on.
Uh-huh.
But unlike my other brothers, I helped everybody.
That's right.
Including Bernie Mac. Because Bernie was, he had pretty much quit comedy at first.
Okay.
Because him and Arsenio, he's from Arsenio's generation. So
Bernie
Bernie,
Mac.
Mac,
Okay, yeah.
had quit. Him and Arsenio was hanging together.
Mm-hmm.
They was brothers.
Okay,
You know what I'm
okay.
saying? And Arsenio blew up and left.
Okay.
And Bernie at the time, the story that he told me.
Wait a
was-
minute. So Arsenio was in Chicago as
Yeah,
well?
he's from Chi.
Okay. See, this is
Yeah,
this coming
he,
home,
He
ain't
was in Chicago. I didn't know who Arsenio was
Okay.
until the famous Arsenio.
Mm-hmm.
I knew the broke Bernie Mac. The famous Arsenio, I knew of him.
Okay,
'cause he was
okay.
on Arsenio
Okay.
Hall show and all of this.
Yeah.
You know, and he was doing very well. And then Bernie sat me down and told me him and Arsenio used to be homies.
Okay.
And one night, Arsenio got a standing ovation.
Okay.
And Bernie went on after him
Uh-huh.
and got booed off.
Oh, okay.
Like got booed off.
Okay.
And Bernie said he quit comedy.
Just
and-
because that one.
No. He had been through
Okay,
the ringer
okay,
trying to
okay.
get famous.
Okay.
He had literally
yes.
been through, and
Yeah.
I didn't really know all of his struggles at the time because
Right.
we was just getting to know each other.
Okay.
So this was his resurgence through me.
Oh wow.
So I was starting comedy clubs with the money that I was making. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? So I started this comedy club. The first name was We Be Funny. The We Be Funny
We Be
Comedy
Funny
Club.
Comedy Club.
I got footage. Had you told me you was putting up footage, I
Yes.
gave you some footage
See?
to put up. I'm telling you.
I'm thorough, baby.
Uh,
Next time.
Cheryl Underwood
Uh-huh.
came and performed
Okay.
at
okay.
We Be Funny.
We Be Funny.
Yes,
What's
comedy.
yep? Drop the street name. Like what area?
It was on the north side of Chicago.
North side of Chicago.
At a club called AKA's. They had a wing next door that they wasn't
Use-
using.
okay.
And so I went to the owner.
Uh-huh.
You know what I'm saying? Who was this super cool white dude.
Okay.
He
Okay.
was like, Evan, whatever y'all want to do, I got a full showroom for y'all to do it in.
Okay.
We went, did it in showroom, and the nightclub was right next door.
Okay.
Adele Givens used to come hang out with
Hey.
us all the time. That's
Yeah.
how me and Adele got tight.
Okay.
And Cheryl Underwood is actually the first person to actually bring me on stage and teach me about comedy.
Mm-hmm.
That's how deeply entrenched I am in Chicago comedy. So we were like the founders
Yes, you were.
of making comedy happen.
Hey.
And I was so young. Here's a wild story about
Okay.
Cheryl. And
Okay.
Cheryl knows we be telling this story. Right?
He telling again, y'all. He over here telling.
Cheryl liked me back in those days. And y'all see the Cheryl now. Back then, Cheryl body was like yours.
Wow. She was
Cheryl,
banging.
She,
That was just shameless plug. Anyway, go ahead.
Cheryl was looking
she's still
cold.
banging. She's still
I'll show
banging.
you-
I love
I'll
Cheryl.
I'll show you some pictures. Cheryl
Okay.
was looking cold.
Uh-huh.
Cheryl invited me to her house.
Uh-huh.
I didn't know Cheryl was married
Oh, okay.
until I got there.
Oh.
You feel me? Her husband sitting there, but cool.
Right,
cool.
right,
Me
right,
and Cheryl
right.
wasn't.
You tell it. Go ahead.
We wasn't involved in nothing like that. We was just friends.
Friends, okay.
You feel me? And so she invited us over to start a comedy union.
All right.
Because comedians weren't being paid properly and being paid fairly. And Cheryl is super smart if you know her. If you ever met her.
Is she the Republican, right?
She's a Republican,
Okay, yeah.
and she's also, I think, a theta or zeta.
Oh,
what
yeah,
is
yeah,
it?
yeah, yeah.
Zeta Phi Beta,
yeah, something.
you know, one of the sororities. She's real big
And very
in that.
smart.
And very smart. Cheryl
love
is
it.
highly intelligent.
I
That's
love
what
it.
a lot of people don't know about her because they paying attention to the
comedy,
cussing
yeah.
and not what Cheryl is really about. Cheryl's super intelligent. So we were starting a black comedy union, and Bernie Mac was there. Me, Cheryl Underwood, guy by the name of Andre Lavelle. So we're at Cheryl's house. Cheryl brought Kentucky Fried Chicken.
Hey.
And her husband sat at the table.
When it was still chicken, right?
Yes.
When it was still
chicken.
Okay.
And I sat at the table. Cheryl sat down. I sat down, and everybody sat down. And Cheryl brought me a plate of food first.
Oh, Lord. In front of her husband, huh?
I didn't know that was a problem. I had never been married, and I was only 20. How was I supposed to know
You
that?
just said, oh, she's nice, and I'm in the gas station.
Right. I had no idea.
She knew what she was doing.
Madness.
You don't bring no. You can't be a married woman and bring.
Married,
yeah, you can't.
If you brought
Anybody else, not even I can't even bring the kids food first. Don't get it twisted. Like if this man,
wow,
like you can't.
So now, as a grown man,
right,
a man who has been married and divorced, now I understand. Cheryl must have really liked me.
She must have really liked you.
Oh my God, Cheryl must have been in love.
And she,
I didn't know it. I didn't know it.
Because she ain't give two fucks, apparently.
Wow. And so looking back, I'm like, wow, Cheryl must have been in love. And so her and I talk about it. Shout out to Cheryl Underwood.
Shout out Cheryl Underwood.
She knows it's major love. Those are
we
all
love
my
you.
sisters.
Yeah,
all of them.
yeah.
Her, Adele Gibbons, Ride or Die.
Beautiful.
Back in the day, we all do comedy sketches. You know how they show on Facebook and all of these different networks, the sketches.
Yeah.
We was doing that before
Way
there
back
was
when.
no social media, before there was nothing. We was doing comedy sketches. Me, Bernie Mac, Cheryl, me, Bernie Mac, and Adele Gibbons.
Okay.
Cheryl by that time had made her way, I believe, to Hollywood or New York. Cheryl was gone.
Okay.
And then we built up the comedy scene in Chicago.
Wow.
Like, I would get the place. I'd run the place. I'd set up everything, write the sketches, draw the audience, promote, produce, collect all the money at the door, the whole night, help the bar, help everybody, and host. And I remember approaching Bernie Mac with it. And I said, Bernie, I'm getting ready to get this club. I want you to come do it with me. He was like, Holmes, I ain't going to do it. Holmes. I ain't got time, Holmes. I ain't got time. So he didn't do it. And then he showed up to the grand opening. I had a line down the block and around the corner. So I'm walking. Bernie walks up to the door. I go, what up, man?
You going to show up?
He say, Holmes, you know what? I done changed my mind. I'm going to have to go and do this with you, Holmes. And it became the most popular club in Chicago. It was called Spices.
Okay, Spices.
We had shut down We Be Funny.
Okay, because it was too small.
No, because I started it with one of my gangbanger friends.
Okay. I mean, it's Chicago, so.
It's Chicago.
A gangbanger is hanging around somewhere.
I started with one of my homies
Chicago.
from the hood. And this is how the club got closed. I was always the businessman. I was always running the business and entertaining. I wear a lot of hats.
Yeah,
and you know
yeah, you still do.
I've produced a lot of shows that you've done.
That's right.
So me and my homie, his name was Dose. He kept bringing the women in for free. Well, so say like a woman walk up fine like you, you know how y'all expect.
I mean,
the women that are beautiful, they will walk up to the
right.
door
That's right.
and look at you like you better move.
You better move and let me in.
And
what?
They don't put no money out, no long
for
line.
What?
They walk right past the line.
For what?
So exactly.
Why stand in a line when you don't have to?
So I told Dose, I saw him ushering in like a group of like 7 women. I was like, Dose, That at the time, the admission charge I think was $5 or something. I was like, Dose, that's 5 times 7. What are you doing?
Right.
I don't care that they pretty. I said, you know what, Dose? You being a punk. You being a straight punk. You know what? You love these women more than you love business. That's what punks do. He socked me in the eye.
I well did. I would have too. I would have too.
I had
There you
forgot.
go. Good Dose.
I had forgot I was in Chicago. I had forgot for a moment.
But
I
just
was
one
in
moment.
Hollywood. So Dose stole on me. And he was a little bit taller than Kevin Hart. So he jumped up.
You stupid.
He literally jumped. If Dose tuning in, he gonna get me for this one. He gonna get. Hey, listen, brother Dose is love. So Dose, he ain't running the streets no more. Big businessman now. Dose jumped
He's
up,
still running the streets.
socked me,
Uh-huh.
right, and then kept trying to sock me. So I picked him up
Uh-huh.
and held him in my arms like a baby.
You know what? Ain't nobody playing with you like that.
He kept trying. He was like, let me down. Let me down. I'm holding him in my arms. Dose, you better stop this, man. We can't run a club like this.
You ain't
Stop
holding this
it.
grown-ass man.
Right? And so I let him down and Bernie Mac grabbed him.
Okay.
Bernie Mac was like, look at you. You see what you doing? You know Dose ain't ready for this type of business. I was like, he totally ready. He a grown man. And get all these women out of here. So we done messed the whole club up now. They didn't pay. I want all of them
You
to pay.
kicked the women out.
All the fam was too.
Oh,
I
my-
want all the fam. Hey, the ugly women had to pay. The ugly women had to pay. I thought that was unfair. I was like, that is
And you learned a
unfair.
lesson,
I
didn't you?
learned a valuable lesson. So Bernie was mad at me, yelling at me. I told Dose, if we gonna be fighting each other about this, we can't do a club together. So then Dose was like, fine then, we ain't gonna do the club. And so We Be Funny was shut down.
Damn.
Cause the owner found out about it and he was like, all right.
Because
y'all
you
gotta
ain't
go.
want the pretty women in there for free.
Not for free. I was like, they gotta pay. So so I left and I started Spices,
Okay.
which became super popular, and the pretty women was eager to pay.
Oh.
Everybody waited in line
And they paid.
And paid.
Was it full price?
All it wasn't full price
See,
though.
we gonna get
Pretty
some- you gonna have to
women
give us
had
something.
To get a break.
You
Y'all
gonna-
gotta understand me. The pretty
You're going to have to
women-
give us something.
and that's where we actually started building the whole comedy regime in Chicago. So you got a lot of great comedians that came through
Nice.
there
Wonderful.
and came out of Chicago season, like Adele. Bernie got famous from there.
Oh, wow.
I did Def Jam's first auditions at Spices.
Oh.
Bob Sumner flew into town,
Okay.
came to see me,
Mm-hmm.
and I literally put on the first auditions, lying down the block around the corner.
Oh.
And Bernie Mac, I had Bernie as my host, and people were getting selected for Def Comedy Jam.
Nice.
And Phyllis Hyman came.
Oh, yeah? What
Phyllis came.
She blew the roof off the mouth.
And sang without music. She didn't want them to play anything because I had a band there. She didn't want them to play.
She ain't trust 'em.
She just wanted, exactly. You a singer. You know, when I tell you it sound like music was playing.
Oh, my God.
When Phyllis Hyman was singing. Like it was just her singing with the mic. And it sounded like music was
Such
playing.
an angelic voice, man.
Oh my God. And so here was the downside of that. That was shortly before Phyllis took her
Her
life.
life, yeah.
I was like, we were in the back, me, her, and Bernie talking and all of that. She fell in love with Bernie Mac because Bernie kept joking with her and talking about what he was gonna do to her. Boy, if I put it on you, Phyllis, it's on you. Yeah, all that. He was doing all that. But I was too young
To
to
understand.
even,
Yeah.
not to understand, but to even think about flirting with Phyllis Hyman. I was like 20.
Were
and
you
she was a
intimidated?
grown-
Okay.
I was.
Yeah,
She
yeah.
was. It's Phyllis
Yeah, I know,
Hyman.
and she's
And Phyllis
she was an Amazon
tall,
beautiful
she was an
woman.
Amazon gorgeous.
Yes.
But she didn't think so.
I know.
She
I know.
hated herself. And to this day, I remember backstage, Phyllis was talking to me. She said, I'm ugly. I don't like my weight. I don't like my body. And I was like, why do beautiful women, some of y'all are the hardest on yourself ever. Like, I looked at Phyllis and I said, Phyllis, oh my God, you one of the most gorgeous women in the world. Why would you be saying this stuff about yourself?
Yeah.
And she was literally in tears
Yeah.
backstage.
Yeah. I mean, I know some men, they just like refuse to date tall women, you know, because their own insecurities. It intimidates them if a woman is towering over them. So I can imagine the things that she had been told throughout her life. And yes, she can sing. She was beautiful. She had this angelic voice. But then you get in the industry, and then they nitpick you as well. You know, certain weight, certain height to be on
Really?
screen. And so,
Are you speaking from personal experience or from what you heard?
a little bit of both. I don't. I haven't ever received the brunt of what I guess Hollywood can do, or you know what big industry can do, because I always tend to block out the noise. Anything that I don't like, I kind of just don't hear. I'll be honest with you.
Okay.
You know, and that's how I've gotten through life. Like I don't even understand the word no. You know what I mean? It doesn't kind of register for me. So it's, you know, for me, it's always just figure out a way to do it. Like you're very much like yourself.
Right.
Production, you produce because you wanted to see things happen your way. Same thing with me. I started producing because I wanted to be in a venue that I wanted to play in. I don't want to play at the little whatever joints and get paid what you want to pay me. I want to make the money. I want to pay myself.
Right.
I get to say what I'm worth. You don't get to tell me if you like me enough. You don't get to tell me if I'm satisfying that thing in you enough. You don't get to do any of that.
You're not giving them that power.
No. I decide.
Yes.
So for me, even if it came at me, I probably wouldn't have noticed it as much because in my mind, I've already trained. You know, from the time I was a child, I already knew what it was going to be for me, and I already trained myself to go get that. And then I started understanding that the beauty comes from the inside out, and the physical appearance is just a result of how you feel about yourself. So that's
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's what I tell women.
Yeah.
But it's like the most beautiful women seem to be the most insecure about themselves and the way they look. And so when Phyllis was saying all these things, shortly after that, she took her own life.
Yeah, that
and
was so
I was
sad.
devastated by that.
Yeah.
Because I just remember thinking, you know, because she would talk to me from time to time after that, and she took Bernie on tour with her.
Okay.
So they went on tour for a minute, and Bernie would come back and tell me what's going on, because me and Bernie was super close back then, like brothers. Bernie would be at my house eating. I'd be out of town. I don't even know how Bernie would get in my house. I come back, Bernie Mac and George Wilborn, who's another radio personality.
George Wilborn, okay.
On the East Coast.
Okay.
George is huge. Shout out to George Wilborn. Much love, my brother too. Him and Bernie would be in my house walking around in their socks cooking and ain't bought no food. And I come back and the food is gone. And Bernie got a wife on the other side of town. Go eat up all your food.
Right, it's your wife's house.
You feel me? But I found out back in those days when I would go to Bernie's house, people think Bernie came from real humble beginnings.
Okay.
And during this time, let me show you how God works. During this time, Bernie Mac was being evicted. You feel me? He was getting evicted, and he called me from jail. He said, yo.
Wait, he was getting evicted and he went to jail?
He was in the lockup. So he called me from jail. He said, I'm in the lockup. I'm being evicted. I need y'all to go get my stuff.
Okay.
And I said, well, why are you in jail, man? He was like, well, I had a gun.
Okay.
Unregistered.
Okay.
He hadn't registered the gun. He said they won't give me my medicine. So call Rhonda and tell her to get down here. I need to get my medicine. And so we went to get his furniture, but a lot of the neighbors had picked up his furniture to help him. Like
already. Okay.
Yeah, that's the bad situation he was in. And I remember as a young man looking at this place going, why would he live here anyway?
Right.
That was my thought.
Right.
Why would he even live here? But this is how God works. So Bernie was sick. We took up a collection at Spices. Huge collection. My partner, Darnell Ross, was working with us. Me, him, and Bernie was 3 the hard way.
Okay.
We took the money to Bernie's, had money taken to Bernie, to Rhonda and Bernie for that eviction to help them. And each week, because I had 2 shows, one on Thursday and one on Sunday. So I had Sunday night and Thursday night.
Okay.
We would still send Bernie a third, even though he wasn't able to show up to work.
Okay, that's beautiful.
That's how we were as young men.
That's beautiful.
You feel me?
Yeah.
We would send Bernie his third.
Yeah.
And Bernie didn't show up for about 6 months because he was dealing with that hardship. We did not care.
No.
We were
Yeah.
sending Bernie money.
Okay.
You know.
Yeah.
So Def Jam, I did the Def Jam auditions. Bernie got picked first because he was the most seasoned. I was not ready at
Okay,
that time. I was
okay,
too young, had
okay.
just started comedy.
Okay.
Too young in comedy, not too young in age, too
Okay.
young in
Comedy.
comedy, my development.
Okay.
So Bernie got picked. Adele got picked. Adele called me from New York. This is what Adele did. Adele left Chicago just on, you know how y'all be having intuition and all that? Women be, and it make you go on your man phone and all that stuff. Intuition make you go break his code and go on the
What you talking about?
Hilarious. Hilarious.
I don't know
You know,
nothing
my intuition told me. I had a dream. If I hear another woman say, I had a dream, if y'all don't stop this madness.
What you drinking, Evan?
I
What you
had
drinking?
this is the whiskey. What's this whiskey called?
What's that called?
Oh, the Green Spot.
Can
yeah.
I have some of that green?
Oh, that's a truth serum right there. I mean, it gave me some truth serum. This is Black Lightning, y'all.
I told y'all every week I was going to bring you guys a different Irish whiskey or scotch.
Yeah.
Every month, a different Irish whiskey or scotch. My husband going, every month. You know how much them bottles cost? So every month,
Wow.
I'm going to bring you guys a different Irish whiskey or spot and scotch. And right now, for the month of March, we're drinking Green Spot.
Green Spot.
Yes, and this is...
Here's a toast to your husband.
Yes.
And the Green Spot. There it
Salud.
is. So, this is what Adele, see, you thought you was grown.
I
That's
thought I was
burning
grown.
your chest over there. Here, get this back. Here, you know what? She ain't ready for this right here. She is not ready.
Everybody drinks wine. I want to do something different. So we came up with the... Okay, go ahead. I'm
She
listening.
done tried some whiskey and got it. Hey, y'all. I can't see all of y'all comments.
You know- You know what? Before we go on, I want to play something of yours
that?
that makes me laugh and I love it. It's one of my favorite.
Oh, one of your favorite
One
bits?
of my favorite clips of yours.
Let's see what's up.
Matter of fact, he'll be here in a minute. Let his ass come. Watch what the hell happens. Let his ass come. We gonna see what happens. Let him walk his ass up. That's all I'm saying. I want to see the other me right now. Your ass will be duct taped in the closet when you get there. Come on in, nigga. Sit your ass down too. I duct tape his ass too. Women want to be with a man. They want to be with somebody they feel safe with. A motherfucker they feel comfortable with. When a woman cussing you out, listen to me, player. When a woman is when she cussing you out, that she don't want you to leave. That's the first thing we want to do is leave. Don't leave. That ain't what she wants. She wants you to man up, handle that motherfucking shit. Let her know you got it. Look, baby, I got it. It's all right. Pull her close to you. Comfort her. Put her head on your chest. Say, hey, shut the fuck up.
You say shut the fuck. But see, the funny thing about that would turn me on. I know that probably would piss a lot of women off, but that would just turn me all the way on.
Because you like a man.
I like
You're
a
not-
man.
You're not like a lot of people today. What they're doing is emasculating
Mm-hmm.
men. Certainly, let me be clear. I've never been an advocate of violence
Oh, no.
towards a woman
Not at
in
all.
any way.
Not at all.
I'm a protector
That's
of,
right.
of all women and
That's
children
right.
and animals too. That's why animals actually love me. Animals run up to me.
Aw.
Like I saw a couple, they couldn't catch their dog. He was a big dog and everybody's afraid of the dog running away. I got out my car so he wouldn't get hit
Aw.
and called him. Calmed him down and held him for the owner. Everybody else was scared of him, thinking he was gonna get bit.
What kind of dog was it again?
He was a German Shepherd.
Yeah,
big one.
Yeah, we used to that in the Midwest.
Yeah, big German Shepherd.
Yeah.
King run through the neighborhood. I always had love because you see him get hit by a car.
Yeah.
They don't know.
Yeah.
So I've always been a protector. But women want to know that they're with a protector
That's
and
right.
that they're with a man.
That's right.
Y'all walking down the street
Uh-huh.
and you ain't with no man.
Uh-huh.
You with a male species.
Uh-huh.
He's scared. You scared.
All of us, we all
Okay.
scared.
And you ever see sometimes the women are protecting the men.
Mm-hmm.
I was out one night and I saw this couple walking, and I'm walking down the street behind them.
Mm-hmm.
Believe it or not, because they didn't know me, and I guess because I'm a little taller, they was intimidated because it's at night, you know. And the woman told the guy, get on the inside. And she literally strapped her purse around like she was ready for battle.
Really?
And he was scared. I was like,
What
is
part of the
going
game is
on?
this?
That's what the world has come to.
I think it's
you
too
know?
much.
So you saying you wouldn't beat up a dude for your husband? You don't?
I mean, I'm gonna jump in. I'm definitely gonna jump in, but my husband gonna have to swing first.
Oh, he gonna have. Oh,
He gonna have to swing first.
So if he don't swing, you
I'm
like
like,
you
what,
standing. What,
I'm
what's
like,
going
what
on?
are we doing? But you know, but as soon as he swing, I'm picking up something. I'm coming in for the. I'm right
helping.
behind it.
That's
I'm
Detroit
jumping
right
in.
there.
I'm jumping
That's
in.
Detroit. I had
All for one and one for all. We in this.
Chicago.
We in this thing.
Y'all in it together. There you go.
You know.
I had one of my girls. I was actually in a fight and I was beating the dude up, right? And the dude ran away and came back with a butcher knife.
Oh, okay.
You know them big butcher knives.
Yeah.
He came back with a straight butcher knife, and my girl gonna hand me a switchblade, like the little. I was
Oh, this so cute. What do I even do with this?
I looked at her. I looked at him with the butcher knife. Hold on a second, man. You know this ain't fair. Wait a minute. Go back and get another knife. But she stood by me.
stood
She was
by
like,
you.
"What?" She pulled out the little. I was like, "You don't get that out of here."
That's like
So-
on Harlem Nights.
Yeah. Oh,
he was
when he had
shooting
kept
the
shooting
little-
with the one
the
gun.
little gun.
Yeah.
That little shit
Arsenio
out.
had. Oh wow. The machine gun. Yes. Yes. So back to Adele
Okay.
and the intuition.
Okay.
Much love to Adele if you're tuning in. She might be tuning in. It
Okay.
might pop up.
Okay.
Adele, love you. And
Love
shout
you,
out to
Adele.
her and her husband.
That's
Because they ride or die 100.
Yes.
Adele, she called me from New York.
Mm-hmm.
Like out of nowhere. She literally called me from New York. This is when Def Jam had just started. And she said, because she didn't show up to the auditions that we had. I don't think Adele was there. She called me from New York, didn't know nobody.
Okay.
She called me in the middle of the night. I woke up. I was like, "What's going on?" She was like, "Hey, I'm in New York."
Okay.
We didn't know nothing about New York.
New York. We in
This,
Chi-Town.
yeah, we like, what?
Yeah.
What are you doing in New York? I don't know. Some just told me to come here. And who do you
Intuition.
know here?
Mm.
I said, Adele, I don't know nobody there.
Right.
Like, I don't have a clue as to anything about New York at all.
Okay.
She said, well, I'm out here. Okay. I said, I don't know what to do or how to help you. You know, this wasn't in the day where you had cash out.
Right.
You could cash
Yeah,
out
yeah,
somebody
yeah,
or
yeah.
help them. This was in the day
Yeah.
when they didn't have technology
At
like
best, Western Union, they gonna charge you to send some money, right?
Right.
Yeah.
But she didn't ask for no money. She just was who do I know out
Who
there?
do you know?
And then the next time I heard from her, she had done Def Comedy Jam
Wow.
and had truly blown up.
Wow.
Like you saw her Def Jam.
Yeah. The Tic Tac.
The Tic Tac. Wow. Tic Tac to well
Yeah.
changed Adele's whole life.
Changed the game.
Like
baby.
she went from struggling
Mm-hmm.
to making money.
That's a beautiful story.
Like at her profession and being huge.
I love it.
Like for real, I got a chance to see that with Bernie. So he was evicted, jail. We sending him money the whole nine. Next thing you know, Bernie comes back. We still running the club. Club is super popular. I got the most popular club in town. I see Bernie at the Cotton Club.
Okay.
Me, him, and R. Kelly used to hang out.
What? The Chicago 3. Ladies and gentlemen.
Me, him, and Rob would be at the Cotton Club.
was gonna say
every
that.
Monday night.
I was going to say earlier, you know, it not only had music legends in Chicago,
Yes.
but comedy legends as well.
Yes.
And I was
So,
thinking about R. Kelly when
I
you were
kid
saying.
you not.
Okay, go ahead.
Me, him, he wasn't R. Kelly.
Okay.
He was Rob.
He was Rob. All right.
He was Rob.
I'm listening.
You feel me?
I'm listening.
So
Did you see some little girls? That's all I want to
Oh,
know.
wow. Wow. I'm going to have a drink on that one.
But how old were you by this time?
By this time, we like 23, 24.
Okay, so you could, you know what I mean?
But Rob was he's like 3 years younger than me. Rob played basketball with my brother.
He's younger than you.
He is younger than me.
Okay.
He played basketball with my younger brother. They
Okay.
hooped on the same squad and
Okay.
stuff. Went to the same grade school. So Rob would come, and no, I never saw him with any girls.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he was very shy, and he would come hang up under me and Bernie, and he would just pretty much talk to me.
Okay.
Because he wasn't even supposed to be in the club. He was too young.
Okay.
You feel me?
Yeah, yeah.
But he would come and sing every Monday night and get a standing ovation.
Wow.
And then he'd
Wow.
literally go back and stand in the corner.
Yeah.
And then he'd joke with me and tell me to talk about Bernie Mac. So he putting the cables on me. When you go up there, talk about his black ass. He ain't funny like Rob was. Literally. He was, and I was like, yeah, you right. Because you know how the young cats be wanting to challenge the vets in the game. Watch, I'm going to talk about his ass too. Watch. Yeah, go up there and say that shit you said. Like, I was like, all right, Rob, I'm going up.
Yeah.
And I'd go up, and Bernie would go back and forth with me. And who else would come around is Godfrey.
Okay.
From New York.
yeah.
Godfrey,
Yeah, yeah.
funny
Yes,
as hell.
hell, yeah.
He's on tour with Tiffany Haddish
Right now.
So Godfrey would come in. We was all youngsters. Bernie was our mentor, the old head.
Bringing jokes from L.A.
Right, bringing jokes. That's real shit. Real. So and Godfrey was the same. We all following Bernie. Bernie be talking to us, giving us pieces. So one more Monday, we would tell Godfrey to go in on Bernie too. Don't get it twisted, because
Okay.
we all the youngsters.
And Godfrey looks so nice, so sweet and
Oh, my
innocent till he
God.
opened his mouth.
Oh my God. Godfrey, this is what I did. So I talked about Bernie, and my mistake was, this is where Bernie never let it go on me. My mistake was I got personal. Because they would be at my house. I told you, eating up my food, the whole nine. And so at the time I didn't know, because I didn't know what it was like to be married. I was raised in a single family home, never saw a dad, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Real talk, my mother was a mistress. So that's the household I grew up in.
Okay.
So I didn't know nothing about the whole marriage life
Okay.
and the commitment of that
Okay.
and all of that stuff.
Yeah.
I'm the other side.
Yeah.
Okay. So I would Bernie got mad at me because I said, you always at my house eating up my food and waiting on me to make money so you can get money. And I shouldn't have said that. Bernie got sick because I didn't know I forgot.
Yeah.
And as a young man, I didn't understand
Yeah.
the position he was in as a man.
As a man.
He was struggling to make it as an artist.
Yes.
You feel me?
And that can mess with
And
your
so-
mind, especially
so-
as a man. Yeah.
Right. And so his wife at that time was the breadwinner.
Oh, okay.
Rhonda was a nurse
Okay.
back then, so
Okay.
she was the breadwinner. And when I said that, I saw the hurt in his eyes, and I realized I had hurt my brother, but I didn't mean to. We was just talking, and I told you I was young in comedy and inexperienced. And when I said that, he got mad. He said, Holmes, I want to see you in the coat room. And I saw the look in his eyes, and Bernie Mac 6'4", 200 and something, and he from my same neighborhood. So he used to beating people up. That's what a lot of people didn't know
just a
about
given.
Bernie.
Like,
it's not a problem.
You can look at him and tell that
Okay.
he'll whoop some ass, though.
Holmes, you in the coat room. Rob laughing. I said, Rob, you say we got to go in the coat room. Rob was like, I ain't going in the coat room. He told you to go in the coat. I thought we was friends. I ain't going in the coat room. I literally snuck out the Cotton Club that
I
day.
know that's right. I would have too.
I snuck out and didn't see Bernie for a while, but Godfrey and me was super close.
Yeah.
So Godfrey did the same thing and got kicked out the Cotton Club by Bernie. Godfrey did an impression of Bernie. And you know Godfrey's brilliant at impressions. Oh my God, he can even do Bugs Bunny. Don't get it twisted. That's a hard one.
Wow.
So Godfrey did an impression of Bernie and tore the crowd up. Blew the whole house up. House is screaming and laughing. Then Bernie tried to do an impression of Godfrey. You could hear crickets up in the house. Bernie got mad. He was like, hey, Holmes, get your ass out here. You ain't supposed to be in here anyway. You too young. The whole night. So Godfrey got kicked out. Godfrey called me. And then when I saw Bernie again, he had taped the first Def Comedy Jam. Right? I'm still running the club scene in Chicago. And Bernie sat me and Godfrey down. We up at 7 in the morning. Man. 7 in the morning, Bernie tells us, whoever make it first, bring the other one up.
Okay. All right.
One of us got to help the other one.
Okay.
Because they thought I was going to be famous before all of them.
Wow.
Because I remember, as far as acting, I'm on television.
That's right.
I'm doing movies
That's
at this time. You know what I'm saying?
mhm.
And I'm doing stand-up. And I'm doing theater.
Okay.
I was doing all of that. And I
you're
was
running the
getting
club.
huge in that.
Yeah.
And I was running the club.
Yeah.
That's how I was having money to pay for the club.
Okay.
Because I was doing so many commercials.
Okay.
And I was doing runway modeling.
Yeah, I can see that.
I did that with Lisa Ray,
Oh.
believe it or not.
Yeah.
We did shows for Anne Klein, Calvin Klein, Ralph Lauren,
Yeah.
all the top designers.
So you're a Renaissance man.
Yeah.
That's what your resume should say at the top.
I did it.
Renaissance
Really?
man. Yeah.
Wow. I did it all. And by the way, shout out to Lisa Ray. She was
Shout out
hands
Lisa Ray.
down one of the most beautiful
Shout out
women
Lisa Ray.
you ever want to lay your eyes
Yeah.
on.
Yeah. She's beautiful.
Oh my
Still.
God. But back then,
Uh-huh.
she was flawless.
Oh.
Oh my God!
I don't see any flaws
young,
now.
Young Lisa Ray. Well, she was naked backstage.
Okay.
And I was naked.
Okay.
So that's
So
what
you
at
was
fashion
so
shows,
what you mean? That's what you
Oh
mean
my
flawless.
God,
Oh,
she
you
was
was really
flawless.
okay. So you
Oh.
saw everything.
Oh my God! I was like, let me get on stage. And we like, Evan, get over here and get dressed. I was like, yeah, hurry up for some other things. Wake up around here. Just hurry up. She was beautiful from head to toe. So I was doing that. And everybody knew it.
Yeah.
So they was like, he about to be hugely famous. Articles of me in the paper, me and Oprah on the cover of Arts and Show, because I did a big movie with her.
My God, what?
There Are No Children Here.
Okay, there are no children here.
And to show you again how young I was, Oprah dug me.
You had all the ladies, Evan.
Yes.
So it wasn't new when I met you how they was falling all over themselves
nah,
over you.
so-
but I was giving you a hard time. You wasn't gonna come in here with your light skinned
I
Chicago
know.
self
You was
messing
rough
with
on
my
me.
heart. I
You
wasn't
was
gonna do
rough
it.
on me. You was rough.
I wasn't gonna do it. Evan.
I wasn't gonna say nothing, but she was rough
No, I
on
wasn't
me.
gonna do
folks. So check this out. Oprah, when I'm doing a movie, I was doing There Are No Children Here with her. Oprah would always have 5 security guards surrounding her, right? And so Oprah wouldn't let nobody talk to her.
Okay.
When I would come in, oh, Evan can come through. He can do whatever he want to do.
We from Chicago.
Whatever y'all, come here, baby. What you want to do? I had no idea Oprah was opening the door to me.
Wow.
And I was just too young to even acknowledge that.
My
And
God.
here's where I messed up. I haven't seen Oprah since we finished that project because I invited my family to the set. Let me say this to you
What's your
and everybody
family?
in here.
What's your family entail?
The south side of Chicago, my mother, my aunts, and my cousin.
Okay.
So I'm doing a movie with Oprah Winfrey, Maya Angelou, and Keith David. So it's all of us starring in this movie.
Okay.
There Are No Children Here.
Okay.
Okay. And I invite my mother to the set, my aunt, and my cousin, and my other aunt. So my mom's 2 sisters.
Okay.
I shouldn't have did that. What was I thinking when I did that?
What happened?
So
Okay,
my-
hold on. Wait. I'm sorry. Because I'm gonna hog you all to myself.
Okay.
Any callers want to ask any questions before he finished this story? Just because I don't want to, hog them to myself. Any chatters got something to say? Okay. All right. Go ahead.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
So they got questions on there.
Oh, they got
Oprah-
questions?
But we'll let
We'll get them. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Oprah was I told you she was so kind to me.
Okay.
Right? She was like, whatever you want, baby.
Mm-hmm.
Sure. Like, honey, you can have whatever you want. And she meant that.
Okay.
So I said, all right, I'm going to bring my mom to the set. Big mistake. My mom showed up in an orange, like, hot pants suit and a pumpkin-looking top. And my mom got really huge breasts. So she got like 44 double
Oh,
D's.
Jesus.
So she was looking like a pumpkin in hot pants.
Oh.
I was like, you showed up in an orange
Soup, mama.
pumpkin suit, Mom? Really?
Today?
And I looked at my aunt and my cousin and I was like, why y'all? And so my mother walked over she said, I want to have dinner with Oprah tonight. And I said, Oprah, my mom didn't want to have dinner with you. This is how stupid I was at that age.
Yeah.
She said, baby, anything you want, they can have dinner with me. So we get to dinner. Oprah's sitting at the table. Maya Angelou sitting at the table. I don't know if Keith David was there. I don't remember if he was there or not. And my mother says to Oprah at the dinner table, "You shouldn't have put my son in this movie. You should have put me in this movie."
What?
In an orange pumpkin suit with some hot pants
Oh
on.
my God.
My mom a little light-skinned lady, so her legs were super pale. I was like, "What are you talking about, Mom?" And my aunt at the same time looked Maya Angelou in the face. Dr. Maya Angelou, the poet laureate for the country, and said to her, "I wrote some poems too. You ain't the only one wrote poems around here, lady. If that's what you thinking, you acting all funny. I wrote a book of poetry. Have you read June's book of poetry? It's called A Ballad of Poetry, Sugar. You need to try to read that." I was like, what have I done? I'm thinking I'm about to get fired.
Yeah.
But when I tell you Oprah was the most gracious. Like, she treated them still well. Dr. Angelo got offended.
Okay.
And was like, "How dare you?" Like in that deep, "How dare you say that?" And then looked at me, "Young man, why did you bring your family?" I was like, "Dr. Angelo." And she got up and left. And my aunt followed her to her trailer.
What?
Oh my God.
What was
Y'all think I'm not making this
What
up.
was your
I'm
aunt
telling
saying? Oh
my aunt crazy as hell. If my cousin tuning in, you know that's your mom, and you know what your mom did.
Hello, Rap King.
Raycel Bowman's mom. Cuz if you tuning in, you know it's your mom.
You know your mama crazy.
So exactly. But I love her and I take her everywhere with me because she's my aunt, and one of my favorites.
Now, is she the one that helps you keep it real?
It's because of my mom that I don't have any problem like saying the truth. Like, even when I said my mom was a mistress, a lot of people are like shy about that. That was my life.
Right.
I'm not fit to lie and this, that, and the other. That's what my mom didn't have a problem. Her and Bernie Mac used to argue in public while Bernie on stage. He'd be arguing with my mom, and he called my mom to the stage, thinking it's funny because he knows she gonna say some wild.
You know
stuff.
she gonna go with you. She gonna go back and forth.
And she
with
got on stage and said, "Honey, let me tell you, young lady, something. I love being a mistress because the mistress ain't got to deal with the husband's foolishness. The mistress just gets some money and he go home." I was like, "If you don't get the mic from her, Mac, what are you doing?" Bernie like, no, let mama talk. I have that on videotape.
I want to see
I'll be glad to come back and show it to you.
Please come back. Please
with my
do.
mom on stage and Bernie encouraging her to say this madness.
Come back.
So back to the Oprah. So Oprah was gracious.
Okay.
Shout out to Oprah. Oprah, please forgive me and let that go. Okay. So Oprah was gracious.
Call him back, Oprah.
And here's where the problem came in. So we had dinner. They left. We was filming and all of that. Finished filming. I flew out to L.A.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
I was living here.
Come on home. Okay.
I find out my mom and my aunt kept going to the Oprah show. We Evan Lionel's family. Tell Oprah we here. And God. Oprah literally would show them hospitality. Yes, I know she was like, Oprah cool as hell in my book.
Like, come
on. I don't
on.
care what none of y'all had to say about Oprah. Oprah is cool as hell.
I was going to say.
She literally said, "All right, let them in." And she let them into the show, but then they was taking advantage. Oprah, they was interrupting the show. My aunt saying crazy stuff. They got banned from the Oprah show. They got banned. And my mom and my aunt got banned from the Oprah Winfrey show. Because that was your mom's fault. You know it was your mom's fault. So it's a segment. You could actually look up the segment with my aunt on it. Because my aunt, I will to give my aunt props. She is an author. She's an author. And she actually has, my aunt has books out that she has written, but they not in the bookstores. They in the basement. But she is an author. I can't take that from her. She's an author. But the books are in boxes in the basement. Thousands of books are down there. And so they got banned from the Oprah show, and I haven't seen Oprah since.
Oh my God.
My lesson to all of y'all is don't take your family who don't understand this business.
Show business, that's right.
On the set, to your recording studio.
That's right. Hallelujah.
To your backstage at the concert.
That's right.
don't do it.
Don't do it.
Because they will literally destroy your career and
I
not
get it.
even know it.
I understand it. And family and friends don't get offended when we don't ask you or bring you into certain situations.
Yes, because they don't know.
Exactly.
They don't know how to act.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I want to switch gears just a little bit.
Okay.
I know you have a lot of things going on and on the horizon. I love your comedy. I love your acting. I love your career. I love you as a pioneer, a producer. Every time I look, you're on the move and you're not too busy to lend a helping hand. You're not too busy to come do a show, whether it's big or small. And you're not too busy to come and be with me on this show. You know,
Absolutely.
thank you. This is the 9th episode. So thank you so much
Wow, thank
for
you
being
for
on this
having
show.
me.
So, but I do understand you're also a father.
Yes,
You're
I am
also
a
a father.
father. 3 beautiful babies.
Yes. Well, we have a segment that we call War Stories.
War stories.
Yeah.
Okay.
And War Stories is basically you can call or you can talk to us about anything that's happened in your life that's kind of felt like you was going through a war, a battle, you know, but you came out in the end triumphant, you know, and even if you don't think you did, we like to give you another perspective here on 2020 Vision because it's all about uplifting and higher purpose and taking that yourself, evolving yourself to that next level. I think your story is very compelling, to say the least. I think it's brave. I think a lot of people will get fed from this story. Hello, you guys. It's me, Amira, the songstress, and you've been tuned into 2020 Vision. I'd like to thank you guys for chiming in with us. I love all your support. But remember, subscribe and also ring that bell so that you can get notifications when we upload a new video. And remember, stay focused like 2020 Vision.